record second. Okay, Sheriff Dunn. That's it. Okay. What do you need? Not till they come. When we need to do that, Bill, we do that.
Paperwork. We do it all the same time.
Okay. All right, so we got the sheriff taken care of, Rachel Jones and Terra Resources. Yes. You're right there in the right spot where you need to be. Go ahead.
Hi, I'm Rachel. I'm a representative of Antero Resources. The reason I'm here is Antero has sponsored a Relay for Life team in Doddridge County, and we are going to be fundraising, and I wanted to find out if we could do a bake sale in the lobby of the courthouse, since we're here all day, every day anyhow. And that is commonplace in other counties. I've seen it in Harrison numerous times. That's where I'm from, so I frequent there also. And you told me I had to ask for permission. That's why I'm here.
What date?
Whenever you tell me I can.
Oh. Okay. All right, so we need a motion from to allow her to have a bake sale in the lobby.
So moved.
I don't understand.
I don't know. Okay. It's the team. Antero has sponsored the team, which means Antero has already put out money. Now, as a Relay for Life team, is anybody familiar with how Relay for Life works?
Yeah.
Relay for Life, each team member is responsible to accumulate, fundraise, and the team as a whole has to accumulate and fundraise on top of what the company has already donated. So Antero has donated in Harrison County, Doddridge County, and Ritchie County. We have 3 teams that are walking in those counties. And so we are all now doing our part of the fundraising in addition to what Antero has given Relay for Life on behalf for each of those counties.
How much has Antero given to Relay for Life in Doddridge County?
2,500 that I'm aware of. I don't quote me on that. That could be wrong. I'm not gonna, because I'm not the one that made that donation, so I can't say for sure. That's just.
We've tried contacting people at Antero, and I was just wondering if it would be possible for you to speak to somebody at Antero so that we could perhaps have a community meeting with people from Antero, because they're getting so heavily impacted by the drilling that Antero is doing. And a lot of people that do stuff around here as far as fundraisers, they park themselves out at the Shop and State parking lot. You know, but would it be possible to get someone from the company to meet with the residents in the county that have questions that they would like answered? Because our lives are being impacted, and $2,500 or $25,000 for the potential of cancers that people in this area might get is not enough.
And
Okay, I think we're getting too deep in this subject here. We're not covering that part of it right now, okay? Let's get back on track. The young lady wants to have a bake sale in the courthouse. It's up to us people to decide to let her have it or not. Now, your questions are going to have to come at a later date with somebody other than her, I would assume.
yeah, I'm not a very important person. I'm not in the decision-making process.
Okay? She wants to have a bake sale. I understand where you're coming from, but right now, you're just a little bit out of line, okay?
May I ask a question?
Please do.
Or make a comment?
Yeah.
In light of that comment that was just made, and in light of the fact that a bake sale would be advertised, is it possible there might be some disruption to the normal functioning of the courthouse if a bake sale were held and then a lot of the citizens showed up
Actually,
to ask questions?
we wouldn't be like making signs or doing any newspaper advertising or anything like that. It would just be for whomever comes through, just the general traffic. It would not be something we would be advertising, trying to get new people in here for. This is just a high traffic place on a daily basis.
So this is going to be unknown when this is going to take place, because it's going in the paper if I hear it.
Right.
I'm just saying that
Yeah,
I'm
we
not
gotta
putting on
take
an
it.
ad.
You gotta give me a date,
Okay.
okay? Linda?
It seems like we've got a lot of stuff in this courthouse already, and it's hard to get around through here sometimes with all these people trying to get stuff done. So you got one more thing in here? I mean, this place is crazy half the time
Well, I
already.
think, I think what the young lady is referring to is, she works with a lot of people in here, abstractors.
Oh, okay.
There's a lot of people here, and I think this is like referring to those people maybe purchasing baked goods. Am I right or wrong?
I was just wanting to set a table up right over there where the water cooler is,
Okay.
for whoever's already here, not to bring anybody else in. I mean, it's not,
Okay. All right. That clear it up?
Yeah, I thought it was a community thing.
Okay. All right. I need a motion.
So moved.
Recommended motion is okay for a bake sale. All in favor, aye. All opposed, nay. Ayes have it. Just tell me what day you want to have it, so,
I'll talk to Elaine tomorrow and I'll let you know after that.
yeah, you call me tomorrow or after,
Okay.
that's fine.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay. That takes care of that. Now, I have a question here. We have the Traditions Group. I know these people that's giving us quotes on the jail and courthouse work. And we also have an item down here that says repairs for DC Museum. Is this the same thing? Or is this something different?
Probably the same thing, because you just have to put Tradition Group on,
Okay.
and I didn't know what it's for.
Okay, so we're going to move item L, it's going to be moved to item B along with Traditions Group. Okay, who's going to speak for you guys?
I'll let him speak, then I can answer any questions you want to know about what we're going to do to it.
Okay, thank you. You have 5 minutes, sir.
5 minutes?
Yeah, let me remind you. Okay?
Okay, basically, the main entrance of the old jail is the repair, and then we found out that we had included to put 2 posts on. And I just learned that we can't put those, they don't. So in exchange for the 2 posts, we're gonna go inside and fix the bathroom, paint that room, and paint the front. So that totals, that's $11,840. Now on the side, part 2, you'll get that cornice, corner part there, and repair the gutter, and the brickwork, and rebuild the brick, and that concrete, and reset the rail, and that's $12,240. So that's the old jail.
What was the first figure, sir?
It was $11,840. That's after that 8% problem.
That's after the 8%.
Yeah, $11,840.
Okay,
And the other one is $12,240
okay.
after the 8. Now there's going to be one with high lifts in here. It may not be in your agenda this time, but it would be certainly an economical time to do the same. You got the same gutter problem on the courthouse. And the ramp is low priority probably, but I got it separated.
Okay.
That part 2, that up high part up there, that's 14.4. That relines that gutter and replaces the backwood on the east elevation of the courthouse.
What's the total, 14 what? I got 14.4.
That's 14.4. That's not before the 8 though.
Right.
Yeah, you take 8 off of that.
Okay, minus 8%, okay. Part 1 on the courthouse?
12.8 was the ramp and the brick out there.
Okay,
That's 12.8 minus 8.
okay,
And then the part 2, that cornice and repair, so that's 14.4 minus 8. Now, part 3 is probably a low priority item. I think there's more important things, but if you were so inclined, while the listeners to go around and point all the clean the entire courthouse with those bad joints, that was 14.2. After the 8.
Okay.
All that's predicating on starting to, well, crews are, before they start all college and schoolwork. In other words, which is right away, if you're so inclined. And then have a lift would be in there about 30. Well, the lift's here, that you're already paying for the lift to be on the jail. So I pay twice to put out to be, if it fits your pocketbook, that's it. That's why I separated it. There's a lot of terminology here. Ralph has read it all. I'll leave all that with you. It's just, you've got copies of it there.
Thank you.
Now, one thing we did discover that we couldn't put those posts up. I didn't realize that until today in the passage. So that's when we decided, let's get something for it, paint the front, and do the room when the flashes coming off, paint that room for it. She said she had 2 helpers there that wouldn't talk fast.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
For what it's worth. And here's about 5 courthouses in your state. Monongahela, and Lake Silver Springs, Pineville, and of course, Morgantown. By the way, dating back, when did the storm hit the tower? What year was that? 78 or 80? I replaced the whole top of that courthouse. Now I did it like this. I am the owner of the drive. We rebuilt the clock at the top of that courthouse back there when it was either 77 or 80 or for a couple years at 80. He thinks the first couple years at 80. I'm not sure if it was a regular show.
Was it the snowstorm?
Big job at Fort Dodge, without a Clarksburg. We had to rebuild the bridge.
Yeah, lightning hit and we had to replace the whole top of it, including the clock.
Back in those days, everything was rope. We didn't have the luxury of the big.
No, we had, I had to get on a boat and see and do most of that work.
Do you know what the total was of all those numbers?
38,480.
Genius back here.
Who,
38,480.
for a total of everything,
No,
it's not.
it's got to be more than that.
It's a lot more than that.
Has to be.
11,840, 12,240, 14,200.
He didn't mention the museum.
And then there was one for 12.8 and another for 14.2.
Oh, okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
Was it Patricia Harrison
There's
contacted you?
No,
No, it's bid.
How many of them have 8%?
All of them.
Excuse me.
The
Gets a little slippery
The
there.
first one, 11,840, is already an 8% discount off of 14.8.
All right.
The second one is 15,300, that's an 8% discount, comes to 12,240. Now, the 12,800 is subject to an 8% discount.
There was one for 14,400.
14,400 is subject to an 8% discount.
From 14 to.
14,400.
But is there also a 14,200 for the third priority item?
That's 16,000, and 8, yeah, I'm sorry, Kate. The 8% discount makes it 14,200.
Should this not be put out for a bid?
We
It was.
tried to
It was.
get people to come and see me, to work on this building forever. I started back in the winter. And I've had 3 appointments over here, and these people are the only ones that ever showed up. I've been here on Saturdays 3 different times. Nobody's ever come to meet me, and I want the work done. These people are here. This is their second trip here. And
Ralph, I met you on Saturday.
I know, I know you did.
Thank you.
You're welcome, but I'm having no luck getting anybody to come interested in working on it. And this company has a lot of information where they've been working and a lot of pictures and things where they've restored different buildings and whatever, and I feel confident that they'll do us a good job, and I let Harry review the contract, and Harry hasn't told me anything that's bad.
What about the possibility of contracting for the main entrance, because that is the one that's most critical, right? The main entrance over here?
Yeah, that right there, I'm gonna have to take all that French towel off there, and I'm gonna have to reinforce that so
We're
we
not
can
sure
get
if it can.
these pillars on it.
Rebuild.
All that French towel has to come off. I'm gonna have to go inside there and re-wood all that and reset it, then reset that back up in there, and then re-tile it all back up the way it was so it looks original.
Right.
That damage was.
And we're
caused
gonna,
by-
and then we wanna go ahead and do the other side the same way, because it's starting to do the same thing. It's starting to come away from the wall as well. The
Yeah.
other entrance looks just like it.
Well, what I'm getting at is there a possibility that we can, because if it's over, correct me Harry if I'm wrong, if it's over 15,000, we have to bid it. We don't have any,
Except in a case of an emergency.
okay?
And when I was reviewing the documents, there was a statement, I don't know by who, that, you know, this needs to be taken care of quickly because.
You know, because there's water coming in there right where they got your heating unit at, and right there where your, where all your electrical stuff is, it's coming there, it helps heat that building already.
Right.
She's already told me there's water coming down across through that, right in there where your, fireplace is. She said there's water's coming into those electrical receptacles right now, when it does rain.
I would suggest to the commission, if you do decide to do this without competitive bids, you make in your motion and ruling that there is a emergency situation that is presented to the commission. It's just a suggestion. Commission can do whatever they want to do.
I understand. Well, we want to comply with the law, and if it is truly an emergency, then we probably need to, my opinion is, we probably need to get it done. Now, are all of these separate items considered emergencies, or is it just the old jail?
Well, the handicap ramp would not be emergency, I don't think. The corners on both sides, that would be, and the steps over there would be certainly. And the entrance to the jail, that, I would label that as a hazard. Now, the handicap ramp could be low priority, and if it's bad, I guess, how do you feel about it? Not if you're gonna fall anybody out there, but you might fall yourself.
Right.
There's actually the two sheets, or the two parts of the jail, sir.
I was over there with them at 3 o'clock.
And as far as that leaking up on the roof on that far side over there where the second one's at, that, I believe the flashing up there around that chimney is what's making that all rot away up there above on the bottom part. That's what's causing all that wood to rot.
Now, correct me, did Doc not hear somebody say the Historical Society is going to try to raise some money to refund the commission? I thought I heard that at the last meeting.
It's been discussed. It's been discussed.
I thought I heard somebody say they were going to try to raise some money and give the commission back a little bit of money if they can.
And part of that damage was caused by the earthquake almost 2 years ago. Would
I don't
county
know.
insurance not cover part of that?
I don't know what it was caused by, and I don't think 2 years ago we had earthquake insurance. We just recently got that, didn't we?
That was when we first noticed that pulling away.
Yeah.
I think that it was subsequent to the earthquake that the earthquake insurance was purchased. I think.
But the water damage inside?
You what?
Water damage inside, would the insurance cover that?
I don't know. Never contacted the insurance company.
Well,
Never
that,
even thought about calling them, really.
that could be looked into, I'm sure. And we could try,
Yeah.
but it's not gonna solve, that's not gonna solve the problem, the immediate problem. We need to decide if we're going to approve it.
Yeah, it's here for discussion. How much do you want to approve, or do you want to approve any of it? I've worked on this for, I don't know how long, trying to get different people to come and look at it.
Well, my opinion is, on the advice of our council, that it has been suggested to us that it's emergency, and you can, especially the one over there, you can see where it's pulling apart.
And the other one's coming out, already working its way out right now.
Yeah.
And
And,
it should be addressed while it still can be done.
right, and it's causing leaks, in my opinion, also, that constitutes an emergency. So, I would move that we approve the items listed as emergency. And then later on discuss the issue of the ramp that has not been indicated that it's emergency, that we discuss that later. But that we go ahead, my motion is to approve those items listed as emergencies.
What items do we have for emergency? 2 items or more?
There's probably 2 at the courthouse, that's the high budget.
3.
I thought that he indicated that all of them were emergencies except for the ramp.
Oh, okay,
And then the courthouse,
Even
on top
the-
of where that
even the,
chimney is, it's just rotting
things
up
for
there,
the
going
courthouse.
way up there where
That's what I thought that
Needs
he indicated.
it's gonna need replashed.
Sir? Sir,
Yes,
didn't you indicate that, in your opinion, that all, the first 4 items, other than Part 3 of the courthouse, should be considered emergencies?
I seriously believe that part 3 is not.
Okay.
That is
But
an
the
item
other,
that could be done economically while it's in there, but it's not an emergency.
okay.
I think part 2 is. Part 1 is questionable, that's the ramp. That's questionable.
I got something to say about that. If these people are going to be here and do this work, and the only thing we got left is the ramp. Am I understanding it right?
That's my understanding.
Okay, and we're going to get 8% discount. I'm in agreement of letting them do whatever we need to have done here, and just let them do it all. And we'll take the 8% discount. Because if they come back, well, I don't know if he'll come back for that one job. I didn't ask him. But I'm in favor of saving money, if we can. That's my opinion.
Also, on part 1, the ramp that includes all the brick on the side that's falling apart. There's a lot of brick that's kind of bad, so that's part of that part 1 thing, not just the ramp.
That's that brick that runs along the side of the road right there, where it's all starting to break loose. All that's gonna have to be cut out and reset.
Do we have a complete total of all this anywhere?
I think we have the 8% discount on the final courthouse projects.
Can you give us a total of all that?
I'll have to re-support that courthouse up there in Paul, and that thing that came across here, we took the whole tower out. Yeah, I know.
Unless they need something new here.
What he indicated on the old jail, Part 1 of the old jail is 11,840, right?
Yes, that's the entrance and the interior.
And Part 2 is 12,240.
That's the south side, the brickwork and the cornice and the gutter liner
Okay.
and the handrail.
That's 24,080,
Correct.
okay? Then part one of the courthouse, which is the ramp, that's 12,800.
I believe that's the number there, yes, sir. But by the way, that's also subject to 8% if you're able to act.
Okay.
I didn't do the math on that because I thought that maybe the courthouse might not happen. So it takes 8% off that too.
Just give me a moment here. That would be, just a moment, please. Let me double check. The part one of the courthouse would be 11,776.
$11,776.
Yes. Part two would be 13,248. Part three would be 14,800.
Did the third one have an 8% discount too?
Yeah, all three of the courthouse, you wanted me to deduct 8%, right?
Well, if and there, I believe that if money well spent while it lives in here.
Okay. I come up with a total of 63,904.
The grand of everything, I didn't do it that way.
Okay.
But I didn't expect you to do the put out today, so I didn't do the math in advance, but that sounds logical.
Okay, it
Yes,
was,
sir. I just gave this young lady the insurance policy here. She got it.
$53,900.
Columbus, Ohio.
Thank you for that.
Right, believe me. I'm from Marion where Warren G. Harding is. He's in Columbus.
Thank you very much.
He's been around a long time.
Greg, did you get 62,165 for the total? What we spent?
Well, it was 63,904, but there's,
Don, you tell the truth, I really don't know
Because I think I got a
about
different number.
72,
I got
72.
13,064 for part 3 on the.
I'm guessing.
I can't go back and retrace any of this, but this is
I
on the
know
12
he's
month.
in 70 copies of it, so.
well, I did it.
Yeah, we do courthouse, all
I took
churches,
90% of that. That was the next.
college dorms and stuff
I
like
got
that.
exactly
College
60
dorms
you
up
did on
Bowling
part one,
Green.
part two.
We did all that.
Okay.
And what did you get for part 3?
We don't have
Is it
anything,
14.8?
no
I got
fire.
13,064. Oh, you're in. That was supposed to be 14,2 was the base number?
Well, people say yes, we got
Was
it.
that the base
No,
number?
16,000. 16,000 is the base number.
For part 3?
Yes.
Oh, that's good. 16.
Even, 16 even.
Oh, okay. All right. That's the big difference. Did you get 14,722?
Mr. Robin, I might want to clarify that.
Well, that's, I think you're probably,
So I
Part 3
can
of
put
the
it
courthouse,
together, okay.
it did not include the tower, you know, extra. It's the main building of part 3 of the courthouse. The entire main building, not the tower.
Have a total now, different total than we had.
Down 147 per word. Just the first turn.
147?
147 per word.
Boy, it's not bad.
47. And one lot. 5 days. Here's the whole.
I got 63,496. That's good enough.
um, what was 63,824?
We got a lot of mathematicians around here.
Well,
We got a calculator.
both their figures are not right.
Well, they're close.
We'll take the lowest figure. Will you take the lowest figure?
Well, one thing I did mention, I haven't had a chance to bring out yet. We work on your money, not ours. That makes my prices good. In other words, when I bring my lift in and all the equipment, it's 1/3. When I'm half done, another third. When I'm all done and you're happy, another third. That's kind of like a system.
63,496.
That I don't, whatever that is.
Well, I want to know if you're going to agree to that.
I have it at
Now we gotta find,
63,826.
we gotta find the
What'd you get?
treasure now.
63,824.
Okay. That's what I came up with.
What is it?
But I changed my 6 to 40 or 6 number,
Okay.
change it back. 63,824. There are two of us got that number.
63,824. That's it.
Patty,
Even. 63,824. $63,824. They both got it.
all approved?
Well, we haven't approved it. We're just telling
Is
you what
is
it
that
is.
agreeable with you?
Is that agreeable with you?
Yes, sir. That's the number, right? It's 62,
63,824.
63, 24. Okay. All right, sir.
You're happy with that?
I'm happy with it.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that you'll be equally happy, because I bring good people. Bring good people. I have a problem with, I don't want to put them 30 miles, but I hope there's something closer. We'll look around,
Yeah.
bed and breakfast or something. And I use the breakfast.
I guess probably what I need to do then is rescind my original motion, because I said the first items, the first 4 items. Okay, I will rescind my original motion, and I will move that we agree, because of the emergency nature, to a contract price of $63,824 for all 5 of the items, 2 on the old jail and 3 on the courthouse.
I just want to, I apologize, Commissioner. I think the emergency nature has to be the construction, not the price. So I don't want to, I would just feel more comfortable with the old jail as something I could argue as being an emergency. It's been around a while. There's, obviously we've been talking about, we can't get anyone in. There's water damage that's happening, you know. So the others, I would prefer the commission bid out if we had to do this. And in looking over his certificate of insurance, he needs to name Doddridge County as an insured on all subcontractor exposure before he starts. In addition, his policy runs out in May, and I assume he's going to, it's going to be renewed, but we need to show proof of that. And also before he starts